Hello everyone, welcome to another video of FFL 24/7. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at cryptocurrency coin called Polkadot, which is more commonly known as DOT. The reason we are going to be taking a look at this coin is because I have seen something very exciting happening in the charts and also in the news overall that I wanted to share with you guys. So, and I am pretty much expecting that you guys are going to be also very excited to see what I am going to show you in a little bit. So let's get right into the video and see what's going on. So all of a sudden, you guys might be wondering, there is a whole lot of chaos just happening in the chart, because there is a whole lot of chaos happening in the chart. So if you guys notice, so this is a horrible looking crash that we saw all in the year of 2022. We peaked at around $53-54 mark, and we have crashed all the way down to $3.5 mark. So there is a very strong reason that I believe that we have bottomed at around $3.5 mark, and the reason is I want you guys to focus on this area around here. So let me zoom in so you guys can clearly see what is going on. So I want you guys to focus on this black downward trend line. So this trend line has been acting as a very strong resistance beginning from June 1st, 2022 till date to around November, actually beginning of November 2023. So for almost like a 1.5 years, so this black trend line was acting as a very strong resistance for the DOT coin. And eventually, if you zoom in a little bit, we finally decided to break out on October 31st of this very long, strong downtrend line. So apparently, if you guys notice, we were continuously making lower highs and lower lows, which is technically a very bearish trend. So that did happen for a very long period of 1.5 years. But if you guys notice, we have broken out of this long-term downtrend and we have started to now make higher highs and higher lows. So that is technically a very bullish pattern. And there are a few more reasons that I am very bullish on this coin again. So let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see what's going on. So I know you guys must be wondering, what are these yellow circles that I have drawn and what do they actually mean? So if you guys take a closer look, so these circles that I have drawn, so you guys can easily spot. So this is another kind of clear channel that we are forming. So this is kind of like a widening wedge pattern that we have started to trade in as soon as we broke out of this long-term downtrend. So this is actually kind of also very interesting. So this kind of channel is kind of like bullish and also very techy at the same time, because it's kind of going to be providing us a wider and wider swings eventually going forward. So now we have this widening wedge kind of pattern with the two bullish uptrend forming and providing us a support and resistance level. So this lower trend line is going to be providing us and acting as a support, and this upward trend line is going to act as a strong resistance that you guys can clearly see. And this is the reason I have drawn out these circles, because at all of these points we have made a hit at this upward trend line and we have seen a sell-off or a pullback in price happening. We did try to break above this upward resistance on 25th of December. Yes, 25th of December, but we failed again. But that was actually for another very good reason, because I know you guys must be wondering, what are these two lines for? That is what I'm going to explain next. So this is kind of also now starting to form another bullish flag pattern that we have seen that happen around here. So do you guys see around this area? Let me zoom in. So do you guys see what is happening here? So this is the previous bullish flag pattern that we formed before we broke out of this black long-term downtrend. So this around here, we formed the same kind of bullish flag pattern and then we eventually broke out. And we are kind of starting to form a similar kind of bullish flag pattern here again. And at the same time, the support that I would be looking for is this $7.7 mark area. This is going to act as a very strong support for a couple of two good reasons. So if you guys zoom out, so this $7.7 mark has acted as a strong resistance in the past a couple of times. So back in February 2023 and also around here in September 2022. And then again in 14th of December 2023. So this $7.7 is now going to act as a hopefully very strong support, which I am thinking most likely they are going to be testing it, and from there I am expecting a breakout of this bullish flag pattern happening and the price continuing upwards. And not just that, another thing I want you guys to focus on is at the bottom, you guys are seeing the RSI, Relative Strength Index. So the RSI has been trending above 50 since starting from October 2023, and it has been consistently staying above $50. So that is a clear sign of a bullish price action continuing, and that is very evident in the chart as well and in this widening wedge pattern as well. So, and also not just that, if you guys look at the bottom, the volume has been steadily increasing as well, and this bullish flag pattern, these red red candles, this kind of sell-off that you guys are seeing is accompanied by a decreasing volume. So this that same thing that we saw around in this flag pattern as well. So a bullish volume coming in, and then accompanied by the sell-off that was accompanied by a decreasing volume. So and then eventually the price broke out and the volume obviously kept coming in more and more. So and again, if you guys notice, the volume has been steadily increasing over the last couple of weeks in Dotcoin. So that is why I'm expecting we are about to hit the 7.7 as a test, and from there I am seeing a sharper breakout coming in. As long as we support this, we do not close below 7.7, I am very bullish and I have 2 targets ahead. So this is where I am seeing we are heading towards the $15.5 mark as long as we break out of this bullish flag pattern. And there are a couple of reasons. So if you guys notice, because there is this $15.5 mark is actually the very next very strong resistance of a fib level that we are going to see. This is going to be our very first and very next fib level resistance. And the second thing is there is nothing that stands out as a strong resistance that is standing in between $15.5 and the current price level of Dotcoin, guys. So this is why I believe, and I strongly believe, $15.5 is going to be our next price target. And not just that, I am thinking and I am reasonably confident that we are going to break above this $15.5 mark and head towards our second price target, which is around $22.5. So that is our next major fib level, and that is, if you guys notice, in the past has acted as a strong resistance back in April 2022 and February 2022. So this is a kind of where we are heading towards, and there is another very strong reason that I believe we are heading there. So let me show you guys why I feel that. So there is something very exciting about this pattern that they have formed around here. So if you guys are familiar with the Wyckoff pattern and the Wyckoff accumulation and distribution pattern, so this is very more likely looking like a Wyckoff accumulation, and I have very strong reasons to believe. Let me pull that up. So do you guys see what I am seeing here? So this level around here is clearly our phase B, and this is clearly the spring pattern that we have, and we have already tested this around in here. And this price area around here is the SOS resistance line, which we are exactly forming this flag pattern that is expected to break out exactly towards this $15.5 mark, and that is where I am expecting we will be continuing our bullish run towards the $22.5 mark for Dotcoin, guys. So there is a very striking similarity that this is more likely looking like a Wyckoff accumulation pattern. And not just that, the news is also going to accompany us, because if you guys have followed the news, Deloitte, which is one of the world's largest logistics company, they are tapping the Polkadot ecosystem's Kilt blockchain for digital shopping logistics. And this is not going to be any ordinary news, guys, because Deloitte is a very large company, and that is where we are seeing the adoption happening. And not just that, recently IBM, one of the largest computing giant, has also previously undertook a project to improve their supply chain services and shipping using the blockchain technology provided by Polkadot. So there's a lot of exciting news happening in the development and towards the adoption, and also technically we are seeing very good reasons. We have a bullish flag pattern breakout. So if you guys notice, we are forming like a continuous flag patterns, and we are kind of breaking out one at a time out of those patterns, and this is clearly a Wyckoff accumulation. Now we are trying to break out and testing those support and resistance levels, and as long as we support 7.7, we do not close below 7.7, I think we are clearly heading towards 15.5, because there is nothing standing out between the current price level and $15.5 mark, and our Wyckoff target is taking us towards the $22.5 mark clearly. So that is all I wanted to quickly share with you guys about the Dotcoin, guys. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.